Hello? I think we're up. Yes, sir. Hi, it's Twi Telescopium. I'm probably not gonna I'm probably not gonna include that in the greeting all the time, but hello. Oh, let me see my audio, because that is almost certainly too loud. I forgot to do audio test before stream, so we're doing it live. Boom. Ba-da-ba-da-bum. That looks like it should be fine. If it ends up being too loud, people can let me know. Hello. Hope you guys have been good. Happy Wednesday. I announced a lot of stuff today. There's a lot of stuff. You know, if you've been on YouTube, your homepage might have been bloated with some of my frequent posting and setting up waiting rooms and stuff like that. So, my bad. If I ended up spamming anybody, but I have a lot of stuff to share with you guys that I'm really excited about, and I figured we could just hop back on the good old Terraria world, kick it for a bit, and just enjoy some time chilling while I kind of talk about some of the upcoming announcements, as well as just the usual. You know, I don't think it's gonna be anything too crazy, too different from usual. I know around right now should be when I have my tweet about the new cover coming up for Mega Taskaru. Oh, I'm so excited. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the waiting room yet. But I did post a trailer with it. I'm so excited for the new cover, dude. Friday cannot come soon enough. Friday cannot come soon enough. I am genuinely so excited for people to see it, because it is the most I have ever put into a cover, and I think it is only rivaled in terms of like how much effort I put by my by Out of This World Superstar Twiddle when I did my original with the full music video and everything. I think since then, this is the hardest I've gone on any music related project. I'm so stoked. The editing was, you know, I got a really good editor. I got to work with some really talented artists. I worked harder than I ever have on the audio side of things. It's my first time doing an English cover for my own channel, and for a solo song as well. You know, I've been enjoying doing the English lyric writing, even though it's something that I don't conventionally have a lot of experience with. It's kind of like up my alley anyway, because I used to study Japanese sometimes by reading lyrics and trying to translate what the song meanings were. And so combining that with a little while of getting used to doing songwriting, just, you know, as its own hobby, there's a really fun kind of artistry to trying to keep the meaning of a song from a different language while also making it sound musical in the language that you're targeting. And I had a lot of fun working on the cover that is coming out on Friday, dude. Mega Taskaru. Oh my god. This is also, at long last, I'm covering a Camellia song. I could not be more stoked about that. For anybody who doesn't know, Camellia is my favorite producer. Probably just like straight up, just period. That's just the finished statement. Camellia is probably my favorite producer. Has been for almost 10 years. You know, he's a real legend in the rhythm game scene. He's made so many iconic tracks for so many different rhythm games, whether it be just like the mobile ones or stuff that goes viral on a game like Osu, or like custom songs for rhythm game tournaments. He's been everywhere, man. If it has to do with rhythm games, Camelia's probably made something. And in recent years, I've also seen him working with VTubers a lot, which just warms my heart so much, seeing my worlds collide like that. And so recently, well, I guess not that recently anymore, but a few months ago, he put out a song called Mega Taskar, which is now part of a full album that he released with Nanahira called Moving. Great album, by the way. I love that. Camellia and Nanahira, very iconic producer-singer duo in the rhythm game scene. And Nanahira is also a VTuber now, which is awesome. I think she had a 3D concert recently, which is super sick. But they made an album together, and literally the day I heard this song, like hours after the drop, I was like, oh man, this song is a banger, dude. I want to make a cover of this. And so I sent an email to Camellia, not thinking anything would come of it, just because there was no instrumental attached with the song in the description, but it seemed so high effort, you know, the fully animated music video, it just seemed like it was designed to be covered. So I emailed Camellia. I wasn't expecting anything too much, but I was like, hey, is there any chance that I could have the instrumental for Mega Taskaru to make an English cover? You know, I've been a fan for so many years, and I really like the new song. Please let me know. I love you. Thank you. Paraphrasing, but something like that, right? And I thought I was going to send this email. It would just sort of go off into the void. Nothing would come of it. That's about what I expected. And within hours, he responded to me. And he was like, hi, you know, thank you for always supporting me. We're actually going to be releasing the instrumental in a few hours. So please just look on Twitter and wait for that. Good luck with your cover. Thank you for supporting me. Which I thought was so funny. I was so eager to do this song cover that I managed to ask for the instrumental that they were already gonna post before they actually posted it. But yeah, Camellia himself, you know, responded to me. He wished me good luck with the cover, so I was like, okay, I gotta full send it on this cover. I gotta make this the best cover of my entire career up to this point. And I did. I'm so excited for you guys to see it, bro. Ooh, I'm so excited. Hi, TND. Good day. Hope you're doing good. Welcome. I'm just talking about the premiere that I set up earlier today for my new cover. It's coming very soon. Hi, Ender. Hope you're doing good. Welcome. Yeah, I'm so excited, you guys. I'm so excited for this weekend. There's so much good stuff happening. Actually, I'm just thinking about this right now. I hope I didn't schedule the cover for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is only Thursday, right? I think it's Please tell me American Thanksgiving is Thursday, bro. I always forget. Because in Canada, it's like a completely different time. We already had Thanksgiving like a month ago, more than. I mean, it's pretty late at night, so it probably wouldn't be too big of a deal if I did accidentally hit it. I guess for the West Coasters maybe, but it's Thursday. Whew, bless. Okay, we are chilling. I remember it was because earlier today, my dad, like offhand in a conversation, he was like, I won't have to worry about any of the Americans asking me for anything work related tomorrow or Friday because Thanksgiving. And I was like low key really confused when he said or Friday, because I was like, or Friday? Why? I'm glad. It must have been something just specific to his work, maybe. I don't know. But good to know. Yeah. I'm really excited. I was last night, I actually ended up spending a few hours finishing up some more stuff to do with the re-debut stream. Specifically, this is probably not the last stream before I'm doing that, actually. I'm probably going to stream on Friday as well before the cover goes up. But this is the second last stream, we'll call it, where I have no overlays. because I locked in. I did more effort on graphic design in the past week than I ever have in my life prior. So very soon we have some really pretty overlays that I worked on. I made a chatting overlay. I made a gaming overlay. I made a schedule template so I can get back to doing scheduled streaming. I can actually be accountable. No way. But genuinely, I'm super excited. I've been really excited to work on a lot of this stuff. Thanksgiving turkey tends to make some people sleepy. That is true. Be KO'd for a whole workday after is a hilarious image, but yeah, very possibly. It's a very indulgent holiday, which is fun. But yeah, I've had to be so locked in on the graphic design stuff, dude. Let me talk about this for a minute because it was out of my wheelhouse a little bit, but I'm really excited for you guys to end up seeing the overlays because I'm actually super happy with how they came out in the end. Initially, I think I've talked about this on stream once before, but I was supposed to have a graphic designer that's worked with some people that I know create overlays for me back in April of this year, but stuff just kept coming up, and eventually I found out it was one of those situations where an artist like is taking on way more work than they can actually do, and I kind of got shafted by that. I don't want to like stir up anything, you know. I don't have any intent to name the person, and they still are saying that they're gonna refund me. I don't know if it'll happen. In some ways, I've kind of accepted that my money's probably never coming back, but on the bright side, the fact that they did not do my overlays presented an opportunity for me to gain some very interesting experience making them myself. And it was a really insightful experience. I'm really happy how it came out. Initially, it was going to be like a joint effort for me and one of my artist friends, where I was going to do some of the more graphic design elements, like the chat box and the schedule like boxes and stuff like that, and they were going to draw a background for me. And then a bunch of stuff came up with my friend, and they were no longer able to do that either. So I ended up doing everything, which I'm actually really happy that it played out that way. Because before everything came up with that friend and they didn't end up being able to help me out with the overlays, they asked me if I could make like a little graphic about my branding, you know, like what is the brand of Twi? What kind of colors, what kind of words, what kind of fonts, what kind of aesthetic represents me? And it was actually a super insightful experience for me to think about my brand in like a visual sense. Because something that, you know, I haven't really dove into, but I guess I should at some point, is I intend to try and like have a brand more so than I have in the past going forward. And that doesn't mean that I'm like monetizing a bunch of stuff. Oh no way, Twi merch drop. Whoa. No, there's no merch. I'm sorry guys, not yet. But you know, I've spent like 2 years almost now kind of ducked away in my own little corner, just honing my skills. You know, we have our little community here where I play my games and I make song covers, and yeah, I've made some good friends in the community just doing that. But I also think that I've spent a really long time kind of getting acquainted with what kind of streams I want to do, what kind of music I want to do, and now I'm ready to try and get more into putting my name out there. And so there's a couple of things that'll be coming with that. The first of them is that starting on Saturday, when I do my re-debut stream, I'm gonna start multi-streaming to Twitch. I never thought I would be going back, but I've made my decision. I think that it's an interesting opportunity for more people to find me, and I've also made a lot of friends who use Twitch. So I've decided that I'm gonna multi-stream. If you like watching on YouTube here, nothing is gonna change for you. I am also big time a YouTube watcher. I barely use Twitch nowadays, so I'm gonna feel like such an uncle going back there, dude. I'm gonna be such a grandpa on Twitch. Like, how does everything work over here again, man? I haven't streamed on Twitch in like 5 years, probably. It's been a while for me, but I think it'll be interesting. But yeah, that probably won't really change anything for the YouTube experience, but I'm looking into that, so very potentially gonna be a thing. You know, I'm actually still deciding if I even want to sign up for the affiliate program when I eventually get there, because the requirements are pretty low on Twitch to be an affiliate. And you know, the upside is you get the emotes over there, there's subs and everything, which I'm, you know, of course never expecting but grateful for, and it is definitely like a streamer culture thing, right? But at the same time, dude, the ads on Twitch, if you've ever wondered why I've been YouTube only until now, it's because I loathe the ad system on Twitch that they have implemented since the olden days when I used to be a Twitch streamer. Because, wow, they are intrusive. Those ad breaks are long for, like, live streaming standards, I feel like. So I still haven't fully decided how I'm gonna go about dealing with it. But at the end of the day, I think YouTube's probably more my focus for the most part, but who knows? I'm gonna give it a try. I'm also gonna try to keep my Twitter more, like, on brand to a point. Also, why is my chat box, like, dead? I just noticed that. Hey. Why is my chat box sleeping on the job, dude? Where messages? Hold on, let me see. Is this even set up properly? It should be. Hello? Why is it broken? No. I'm gonna test something. Hold on. My stream is gonna buffer for like 10 seconds. Just wait for me. I'm gonna buffer for like 10 seconds. I'll be right back. Wow. Hello. My chat box is still borkin', dude. Something must have changed. Okay. Oh well, no chat overlay today. I'll have to sort that out off stream. But thank you for the welcome back. I'll have to investigate that. Cause I don't know why. My chat overlay. I've noticed that it's been kind of finicky lately, but seems to just be kind of boomed, so I don't know. Interesting. But yeah, I was saying as well, I'm going to be trying to have my Twitter be a little bit less like me just sort of dumping random thoughts all over my page and being more like, there's gonna be more stuff that might be somewhat promotional of like different projects and stuff, or God forbid, engagement bait. It actually feels so taboo. I hate it. Why am I trying to be a professional? No. Probably nothing too bad. I will never stoop to rage baiting. Only wholesome and friend baiting. If I'm gonna engagement bait, it better at least be whimsical. But But I'll be doing more stuff with my Twitter probably, although none of it is like anything too crazy, I don't think. Just remembering to actually be smart about social media management. Yeah, like somewhat more professional. I'm trying. I'm trying, you know, because I mean, truthfully, I like having like a little community and just kicking it with you guys. But I also do have bigger aspirations. And so I think that I've tried to build this community in such a way that we can keep the vibe even if more people join. And we can just, you know, do the same stuff but bigger. It's going to be great. I'm planning to bring back some community stuff. Like I'm gonna rerun the 1 month Minecraft server. I don't know if you guys remember, we did that way earlier this year around the time of my anniversary. I'm gonna be bringing it back, season 2 of Twi Pixel, baby. This time I want to beat the Ender Dragon for the first time. Can you guys carry me to beat the Ender Dragon? I've had Minecraft for like over 10 years and I've still never bothered actually beating survival mode. Yeah, dude, the end of server rush was so real last time. I think that it's kind of like more fun to not have it indefinitely. It's fun to fixate on it for like a couple weeks. Maybe it tapers a little bit somewhere in the middle, and then at the end, you kind of give it one last hurrah. It's fun that way. That's kind of how I like to enjoy games in general, so it works well for me. But I'm excited to bring that back. Let's see what we can cook up on there. I'm excited about having the new name change as well. I'm sure a lot of you saw the announcement either in the Discord or on other stuff about the new name, Twi Telescopium. I have a last name now. And you guys might be thinking, oh, new last name? Bro got married? Congratulations. Who's the lucky gal or guy or they, them? We don't judge. In which case, I would laugh in your face and say thank you for believing in my non-existent game. Truthfully, I think there's a couple reasons to it. One of them is, I don't know, like all VTubers have like a whole name, and I for a while I thought that just having Twi was cool, but I wanted to have a last name too. Part of it was just stylistic. The other aspect of it is because I realized that I shot myself in the foot in terms of search engine optimization when I chose the name Twideo with 3 O's. Look, it was a really cute thing to be twinning with my VTuber mama, who's Tomako Dayo, and I was really happy about it, but at the same time, I don't know, bro. If you search Twideo and you don't put the right amount of O's, sometimes nothing shows up, and it's like, that's hard. That's hard for people to remember. Now, I mean, Telescopium is a pretty unique and long last name to choose, so I don't know that it's exactly the best substitution in that regard, but it is spelled exactly how it sounds. So you know what? It is spelled exactly how it sounds. If you can spell the word telescope, you could probably spell Telescopium. There is one other kind of minor facet to it, or I guess it's multifaceted, but the last aspect of it, right? So my idea was to look for a constellation to use as my last name, and Telescopium is a constellation. It's a minor constellation that looks like a telescope. It was made by some random people, I think in like the 1700s or something like that. It's actually relatively new. And yeah, there's not really any cool lore behind it. It's not like some antique, you know, myth legend from like ancient Rome or Greece or anything like that. It's just some guys who were like, dang, those stars kind of look like a telescope. And then they made a constellation. But part of the reason I chose it is because it has copium in the name, and I thought that was funny. So hopefully one day we will have a Twi copium emote to go with the new name. Very professional and reasonable logic for my new name change. Simply because I was like, hee, it has copium in it. That's funny. But we got the new name. I hope you guys like my new name. I'm glad somebody else noticed the copium thing. I was kind of wondering, like, are people gonna clock it? I wonder. I'm glad that it jumped out. Oh! Oh! I don't want to die. Okay, I'm fine. Sorry. Sorry, look, we're playing a hardcore still. I got really scared because I didn't realize that I actually had healed. Oh, wait, I might die. Hold on. Oh, get me to the nurse, please. Why am I slowed? I'm poisoned, please. Allow me. Okay, I think I'm fine. I'm gonna make it. We're okay. Everybody's fine. Boop. Okay, we're chilling. Little bit of a spook, but we are a-okay. Let me put some stuff away while I'm here. Yeah, I thought the new name would be fun. For all intents and purposes, not much is gonna change, you know. I'm still gonna just go by Twi in most scenarios, but I thought it was a nice little fun thing. It makes it easier to search for my channel. It gives us the copium thing as a joke. So yeah. And also, I think the telescope is like a cute motif for my design anyway. You know, I have a lot of stars correlated with my design, and you know, I think a big part of my brand is being like explorative. You know, trying different stuff, being fun, approaching the world with a sense of whimsy and curiosity, and I think a telescope embraces all of those things. I think it actually works really well. So I did that. I actually wanted to show you guys because I was talking earlier about how I was doing an exercise of making a branding sheet for myself and thinking about like visually what is Twi? What is Twi? And so I made one and I wanted to share it with you guys. If you guys ever do like character design or graphic design, something like this, I actually found this to be a super helpful experiment. So it's like a little like vertical strip here. You know, it's got my color palette, my outfit, my like motifs. So I got my Oshi marks there, and also just like the Twilight Sky, you know, some artworks that I like. And then a bunch of fonts. This was this was my push to finally look for a couple fonts other than Unica UV that I will use in my graphic design sometimes. Because I don't know how many of you guys have really noticed it, but I have used Unica UV font for like everything for the past year. And I do like it. It's a very flexible font. I think it really does have like the VTuber vibe to it. But it's nice to have a couple other options that work well. Like I used to, I had this font when I downloaded a bunch of Japanese fonts just to have options called Roden Bokto. It was nice, but it didn't fit my vibe all the time. It felt a little bit too stiff. And then I found out they had Roden Happy, and it was like a little bit, it's still like a very like solid, like bolded font, but it's a little bit more rounded. It's a little bit more bright feeling, and I like it. And then Abalone Smile is a really cute one. I like it. It's very like lemonade stand vibe. I don't know. It has like a very homemade, homey feel to it. And Pop Happiness I found as well. I like all these happy fonts. Look at all these font names. They're just all happy. Pop Happiness kind of reminds me of like Paper Mario type of font. Honestly, I don't even know why, but it kind of looks like a Paper Mario font. Maybe it is. I don't know. And I just wrote some words, like a little word map. But that was a cool experiment for me to help visualize my brand. aesthetically. Yeah, it really is a mood board. So like I've done mood boards for projects and stuff like that before, but I've never done a mood board for like my own brand or like me as a person in a business context. So it was a really interesting experiment to think about like what kind of fonts are my vibe? What kind of vibe do I want my graphics to say about me as a creator? Because that's the whole point, right? You know, you're advertising, you know, like your space, your projects, stuff you're doing. So graphically, I think it's important to have like a visual kind of brand, but I never thought to do it until I talked with my friend who's been a professional artist for ages. And I was like, wow, you're so smart. Thank you. It's always the artist friends that end up putting me on game for knowledge like this, man. Like, even the fact that you guys know me as Twi now is because I used to be friends. Well, okay, I say used to. I'm still friends with this guy. He's just busy, so I haven't talked to him in a long time. But I had this friend who also became a PNG tuber after a while, but we both used to play Pokemon together. And he was kind of like an art hobbyist. Not a professional artist, but he did art as a hobby. And so, since we both got into VTubers, back when it was kind of early days, you know, like HoloLive just branched into having English people, and the indie scene wasn't too developed yet. I went through a few character designs, and some of them were very different from how things ended out, you know. I'm really happy with Twi, you know, in the end. I'm really glad that this is where I ended up. But it wasn't always that way, right? I went through a couple designs that I ended up just scrapping because they didn't really feel like they hit the mark that I wanted. And my friend who was an artist was like, I don't care if you're gonna do lore or not. You gotta make your character have a backstory. And I was like, do I though? Like, cause I was being very scientific about the process when I first started designing my VTuber. I was making, this is so funny to me thinking back. So I was doing kind of like a mood board type thing again. Except I was looking at all of the big VTubers in the English and the Japanese scene, and I was comparing what their personality and content was like to what color they were. So what I determined at the time was that the orange VTubers were like the kind of chaotic, funny people. The blue ones were good at singing. The purple people were like cozy vibes, you know, comfy cozy type streamers. And that was, I don't know, red was like loud, and that I just knew I wasn't gonna be red. So I didn't worry too much about what red was, because I was like, nah, red's not me, bro. But that was how I went about it. And so I didn't put that much thought into like what is the story behind my character. And you know, my friend was like, after a couple attempts, he was like, nah, you gotta write a backstory, you know, make it like parallel to your own experience or what kind of character you want to be. And I did that, and then I landed on Twi, and you know, the rest was history, right? There's just some sort of wisdom that these art people have, man. I don't know. It's like they're just so introspective. They know what they look like and what they want to look like so well, I feel like, both in a literal but also like a very metaphorical sense. And I respect that. Shout out the art homies for giving me good advice always. But it was fun. And I had a lot of fun looking at different fonts as well, because I don't know. Even though I don't normally do graphic design that much per se, I definitely think it's interesting. I think, truthfully, a lot of traditional and graphic like related art that I look at, it's very fun conceptually. I just don't like actually getting like really technically good at it. Which is the same reason why when I'm doing song covers and stuff like that, you know, I'll go pencil and paper and I'll draw like costume ideas, background references, you know, I'll draw out like what expression variations I want. I'll kind of make like a storyboard of sorts for the whole video, just in like crummy pencil and paper sketches, and send that over to my artists so that I don't have to like verbally explain everything, and they get a better idea of what I'm going for. And I really like doing that, but I also don't foresee myself ever practicing to a point where I could just draw it myself. I would be so powerful if I could, though. Oh man, if I was good enough at art that I could draw for my own covers, I could genuinely do like everything other than, I guess, like more complex video editing, which would probably be easier to learn for me than the drawing part. But I don't know. There's something I kind of miss when I try digital art. I don't know if you guys can relate. There's just something tactile about using a pencil that I really like. It's really satisfying to me that I just don't get when I draw digitally. But I also haven't experimented much. I know my friend Sheen got into drawing a few months ago. We all have drawing tablets because we all play Osu, and you know, it was especially the rhetoric back then that like, oh, all the pros use a drawing tablet to aim. If you want to be good at the game, you gotta cop a drawing tablet. And so I have one from years and years ago that I never used because I didn't like it as much as mouse. But I remember he helped me set up some settings in Krita, and he was like, all right, drawing stream when, come on, you gotta bring it back. And I was like, when I free myself up a little bit more, I'll do a drawing stream. And that was like over a month ago. But, you know, I do want to do it, though. I'm going to do another art stream sometime in the nearest future, I think. I'll give it another good try. Because while I do think that I kind of miss the tactile feeling of using a pencil when I do digital art, it is really pretty. Like, I do love the way that digital art looks. It's one of the reasons why I love doing song covers so much, and I almost never, like, don't make a custom music video, even if it's really simple, is it's just an excuse to see art of Twi being made. Like, any reason I can get. And, oh, man, I'm so excited for the cover on Friday for that reason, because that MV is so sick, dude. I guess since the description is already available, you guys would be able to see it anyway. But I worked with Lionel again. You guys, I'm sure, are very familiar by now, since Lionel is always in the Discord posting bangers. Day in, day out, like it's clockwork. And so I was really excited to work with them on another big project since Superstar Twiddle. They did a bunch of animations for the music video. And I also got to work with an artist I've never worked with before. I got to work with Taku, which some of you guys might know if you follow Rita's stuff. I think Taku's done a lot of projects with Rita, I think. But, really, really cute artist. I always think back to when Rita did the JRPG birthday celebration stream. And they drew the art for that with like this super cute mascot that I'm completely forgetting the name of, but I really liked from that stream. But Taku is a great artist, super cute style, and I got them to do some very pretty art for the cover as well. I also got a proper music video editor once again on this project, so it's actually nice typography, you know. It's not just me doing my like really cruddy stuff. It is like a proper music video that I've chefed up here, and I'm really stoked about it. So yeah, I mean, I can't wait for Friday. Genuinely, I'm so excited. You know, all of that combined with the fact that I think it's my best mix yet. I really worked hard on the audio for that project. Yo, this is the most layers I've ever recorded on a song, by the way. It's been a while since I did the editing, so you know, the PTSD has kind of left me. I don't remember it like as starkly as I did when I was working on it, but I think I had 27 layers in my project, if I remember correctly, of vocals. So I did a lot to try and make it sound really good. I'm really happy about it. I think this is the best cover I ever made. Maybe the best piece of music I've ever done. Yeah, Superstar Twiddle is something kind of different because it's like fully original, and I think that it has a very special sort of different appeal to me because of that. But in terms of like just raw metrics, production, etc., I think that this is my best production cover I've ever made, and I'm super happy about that. Now the dream is just that Camellia actually sees it, because if that happens, I am going to implode, bro. I'm gonna cry. Like, you guys, he responded to my email. Do you think he'll surely if he responded to the email, if I poke him again, he'll actually look. But I'm so scared. But I have to though, because imagine how legendary it would be if my favorite producer saw it. I'll cry. I'll cry, but I'm ready for that. I've steeled my resolve. Because, man, it would be so legendary. Oh, I'm so excited, dude. I'm so excited. There's so much cool stuff. There's so much cool stuff, man. I can't wait. I'm just so stoked. I've been planning everything for a while. You know, a few months. It's all, it's always like those couple days before where I really just truly cannot wait. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a new era of Twi, I think, that we're getting into, and that's gonna be fun. The only thing I'm not excited about is I haven't made any shorts to promo my stuff, and I probably should do that, but like, oh, shorts editing, no. Dude, I'm so like sluggish when it comes to doing my video editing. Shout out to the clips channel that I revived for exactly one upload before being like, damn, that was a lot of work. The singular clips channel upload. Rest in peace, Slice of Twi. It was a good channel name. It was a clean channel name, you know. It sounds like slice of pie, but also, you know, like just like a little slice for like a clip, a little snippet, just a taste. It was really clever. Too bad I'm too lazy to use it. Slice of Twi would go hard for like one of those VTuber like cafe collabs though. Oh, y'all ever see those where they have like custom menu items for VTubers at like a cafe for a week or a weekend or whatever? Dude, a Slice of Twi would genuinely go so hard for one of those. What would it be though? What would I want it to be? Okay, here's my idea. We do cheesecake and we just garnish it with like blueberry and orange. Or maybe if you want to be fancy, you could do like orange zest or something, and then have the blueberries be like the like fruit garnish. That would probably taste pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like orange and blueberry actually probably go together pretty well. Man, look at me. I picked such a delicious color palette. Good thinking, past Twi. I'm so proud of you. Yo, there was a series that I thought about a few months ago when I was like really into baking for a couple weeks before I kind of just went back to every once in a while again, like it has been recently. But there was a while where I was thinking, imagine how cool it would be if I did a series where I just picked VTubers, like my friends or like other people at some point, whatever, right? And I just made like themed desserts around them, like cakes and stuff like that, that were, you know, themed around their character. Because that would be so fun. It would be expensive, is one aspect of that. It would also make me really fat, because I do not have people to be sharing with like that. That would just mean that I'm eating hella cake. Not that that's a problem, but it's a consideration. But I think the other thing about it too is just that I don't have enough space. If I could stream out of my kitchen, dude, I would totally be inclined to do something like that if I could have a stream set up in my kitchen. But it is super inconvenient. Y'all do not understand how tiny my kitchen is, bro. My kitchen is so small. It's like narrower than the hallway in my apartment. You know, like the hallway where you go to like the bedrooms and the bathrooms and stuff. It's genuinely wider than the actual kitchen in my apartment. You know, I will pretty much never go in the kitchen if anyone else in my family is using it for anything, because there's like barely enough room for 2 people to be standing back to back in there. So I don't want to like get in their way while they're cooking or anything. I'll just wait. It's a little kitchen, you know. It gets the job done, but it's definitely not like good for setting up a camera and being able to do everything high production. Although that would be cool. I've always thought that a VTuber cooking contest, like a MasterChef type spinoff, that would go so hard, bro. Oh man, that would be so sick. I don't know if y'all like MasterChef, but I think that would be so cool. Because I've seen VTubers do cooking stuff. Like, I know Onigiri does stuff like that. Although I haven't watched in a while. But, like, imagine if there was, like, a game show. Like, you get a bunch of big VTubers. They rent a studio that has, like, the little kitchen... Like, the little kitchenette setups like that. And then you have, like a 1 hour, 2 hour cooking challenge between everyone. You know, you can have all the cameras set up to pan between them, and then at the end you have the judges and they eat the food and they rate it. I feel like doing that with people that aren't actually chefs would be so funny. Like, come on, bro, that'd be so good. It would be probably risky to do something like that live, because I think it would be easy to accidentally like have somebody's face slip into frame. You'd probably want to pre-record it, but I think that would be a fire event. Somebody should do that. I would love to see it. In the meantime, I think the closest I will get to something like that is I need to, one of these days, eventually have an off collab with one of my VTuber friends who's not like too far out from me, and make them desserts. Like, just in advance, just be like, hey, I brought cookies, by the way. That way the people can have a consensus. We can have a judge rate my baking. Because I feel like most of the stuff I baked on stream is actually kind of bad compared to the stuff that I'm good at making. Like, I made my own birthday cake for the first time, and it was plenty enjoyable for using for my own birthday. But over my dead body would I serve that to somebody. Like, it was barely holding structure. You know, I remember just having to chuck it in the fridge and praying that the icing would harden enough that it would stay together. Or like when I made my carrot muffins on stream and I tweaked the ratios and they ended up being like horribly like just bloated. That was funny. Okay, I need to be careful that I don't accidentally get like jump scared by some random enemy and die, because I'm like really out in the open right now, but there's some loot here that I need to collect. Okay, so we grab that cop. There's more amethyst over here that we can shop. Wait, is that amethyst? Yeah. I think I'll be able to get a hook for the amethyst. Ideally, I'd want to make a staff out of amethyst, but the problem is we have tin and not copper, so I would have to get an extractinator and go through all of those shenanigans instead of just finding one topaz, one singular topaz. That would be all I ask. Or 2 sapphires. I think we have silver in this world as well. Yeah, so 2 sapphires or 1 singular topaz, good sir. I remember I was watching a short the other day that was talking about how instead of getting a diamond ring, you could get a white sapphire ring, and it looks really, really similar. But on top of that, it also is apparently like almost as high on the hardness scale as a diamond, so it probably won't crack on you. Which is sick, because apparently they're like way cheaper, like under $100. Which, you know, I'm not really a jewelry person, but if I were, you know, let's say that I was becoming Twi Telescopium because I actually did get married. No way. If I ever did do that, then maybe white sapphire. This is elite ball knowledge that you guys need to remember. This is you know, instead of going for a lab grown diamond, cut your savings even further. Get yourself a white sapphire and just have like something just as good, allegedly. I haven't even looked. You know, let me look it up. I've never even looked at this. How convincing is this? Oh wow. Oh damn. Yo, I would never know the difference. Yo, I do not know jewelry like that enough. Wow, it's really similar. Dude, wait, y'all should look this up. White sapphire actually looks so much like diamond. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, that is actually a good tip from that random short. Shout out. I feel like I don't even know if I would ever be the type of person to get married though, low key. Like, I think I could be with somebody for like decades without bothering to actually like have a wedding or something. I would just be chilling, bro. Like, we could just be common law. That's a lot of work, you know. That's a lot of attention to invite everybody out, you know, get a venue, get the catering, you know. It seems like a lot, you know. Like, we could do all that, but we could also just like, we could also just kick it. We could just be chilling. Oh! Sorry, I got scared by the bat. Oh my god, I also have enough emeralds for a staff. But again, I don't have the right ore to make an emerald staff, bro. This game is trolling me. Chandra, what's up? Oh, it's just Twi, by the way. The telescopium part is like all one part as like a last name. But welcome. I saw you found my original recently. Thank you for your comment. Hope you're doing good. What's up? What's up? What am I missing? Torches. I need to buy torches. So I can stop using these blue ice torches that don't illuminate things as much as I want. Ooh. Okay. I wonder if I have enough tin ore for like a full set of tin armor. Because that would be strong. Well, okay. Strong is an overstatement. It is the worst ore in the game. But it would be stronger than cactus, you know. It's a little bit more resilient. Let me see. 12, 32, 48. I have 41 bars. I'm close. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed my original. That's how we do it out here. Fun and whimsical. That's the strat. We love spreading whimsy. Bro, why did I say it like that? I was just thinking of Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells. Yeah, I almost titled the stream that today. I almost titled the stream Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells because I'm doing a mage run. Dude. Dude, I gotta do Mage Arena again sometime, by the way. That stream was so funny. Dude, I had a really good time playing Mage Arena with the bros. I feel like I made a couple of friends out of that collab as well, which was fun. It's always just fun to play like group games. I don't know. I don't usually have enough like people in the VTuber world because I tend to keep to myself, at least, you know, for the longest time I did. So I don't have like a huge pool of people to be like, hey, you want to set up like a big collab or something? But if that changes, you know, don't be surprised if I start hosting like Among Us lobby streams or like Mage Arena, Gartic Phone, stuff like that. That's just my vibe, bro. Like, it's just fun when you get a bunch of people together for stuff like that. I hear a lot of webs breaking and I'm scared that there's a spider biome down there. What's up, Semi? How's it going, bro? Welcome, welcome. Okay, I did hear webs, but it doesn't look like spiders. So I think we're okay. I think we're chilling. Best song I ever met of all VTubers. That is a very high praise. But thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Grab some more ores. Nothing like hitting the mines on a chill Wednesday evening. So, by the way, I feel like I should talk about this. So you guys remember I mentioned that I'm gonna bring back the community Minecraft server for another month, right? We're gonna have season 2 of the Twi SMP, right? Maybe this time, let's not do like an absolutely gargantuan behemoth tunnel that takes like 20 hours to mine. I don't know why. I don't know what possessed me to do that last time that we did a playthrough. But I'm thinking next time, maybe just day 1, we collectively agree to set world spawn somewhere good, and we don't do some like goofy, ginormous railway that nobody is even gonna use because we have warp commands, like home commands, like I don't know why I did all that. I'm not gonna lie. But I did find it funny. It's gonna be interesting. I really do want to try and beat the game when we do it again. I've never fought the Ender Dragon before. I want us to do it as a team. I think it'll be a good bonding experience. I remember last time I went to the Nether for one of the first times. It wasn't my first time going to the Nether, obviously, but I don't do it very often because I don't normally play survival that deep, right? And it was really scary. So I'm gonna need you guys' help to navigate being in the end. I might have to roll up with the pumpkin head strat just because I'm too scared of accidentally looking at them, bro. I'm too scared of accidentally looking at the Enderman and like aggroing a billion of them. I'm gonna need you guys to be like my own personal fleet of bodyguards. Maybe once I learn, it'll give me the motivation to try speedrunning Minecraft one day. I don't think I would ever play enough Minecraft to like seriously speedrun it, but it'd be cool to like be able to do a run in like an hour or a couple hours. Surely a couple hours is reasonable. Isn't the world record like 15 minutes or something like that? Then again, I feel like you need both a lot of luck and like a lot of game knowledge to do something like that, but How bad could it be? There was a stint like semi-recently where I was thinking about learning the Elden Ring speedrun routes, but oh my god, dude, it's such a long game. It's like so much routing to memorize just for the running, and that's aside from actually being able to beat the bosses underleveled. So I don't know if I'll ever properly learn the Elden Ring speedrun, but I remember I started a Google Doc where I like routed out the first 10 minutes to run, and I got to the first major skip in Elden Ring, and I spent 15 minutes trying to learn it, and I literally couldn't even hit the first step. I spent 15 minutes straight jumping my horse into a wall trying to land on this like tree bridge, this like tree branch. And I got it sort of one time where I saw the horse land on it, but then I slipped and I fell back off of it. And that was the best I did in 15 minutes. And I was like, man, if I do ever do this speed run, I'm not doing this skip, bro. There's no way. Even if I eventually hit it, it would take me so long to actually land it that I wouldn't get any time save anyway, right? Like, I have a newfound appreciation for the Elden Ring speedrunners for, like, the movement. Like, not even the actual boss fights. Like, obviously, the boss fights, you see somebody absolutely crushing with, like, a barely set up weapon. They're underleveled. And they just roll up and no-hit, like, any boss. And you're like, damn, that's mad impressive, dude. These speedrunners are cracked. But you don't think about it when they jump a horse into a wall at 4 random angles and then they magically scale it. And you're like, oh, that makes sense. That's like a cool little piece of knowledge. And then you go try it and you find out that every single one of those like cliff faces is like a frame perfect jump. And you're like, what the? I can't even, my horse is like allergic to stone, bro. What is it, flying type? Like, dude, I don't know how they do stuff like that. It's so impressive. People who are good at speedrunning are so cool, man. I got so much respect for people who are good at speedrunning. Jump King is the only game that I've ever been decent at speedrunning after grinding it. And to be fair, Jump King is like a very honest game. There is not a lot of skips. There are some, though, none of which I learned. None of which I learned. I just got good at beating the game the regular way really quickly, and that's about it. Hour is very respectable. Wow, okay. A few hours. Yeah, that's not that surprising, I suppose. I feel like all things considered, there is a lot that goes into actually completing a run. Oh, why is there a worm? I don't have a weapon yet. You bozo. Now I have to... Wait, I got a topaz at some point. Oh, I can make a weapon finally. Finally, I'm allowed to do damage. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god, bless. Boom! Quick topaz staff. Yeah, baby. Ooh. Finally. At long last. I can deal damage. Okay. Let me see. Let's do some craftage. What do I got? I don't have quite enough for the full set of tin armor. Silver armor, I can only do 1 piece. I could do the chest plate for 4. And then tin helmet for 2 and the legs for 1. That seems reasonable. Boom, bam. Bada bop boom. Pow. Oh yeah, and I need to make my my wood armor so that I can have the Twi skin that Atel made for me so long ago. Yay, dude! I love this custom skin. This custom skin never gets old, bro. This has to be the most creative VTuber fan art I've ever seen, bro. I've ever seen. Even among like Terraria creators, I don't know if I've ever seen somebody skin one of the armor sets to have like a custom skin in the game. If like, I'm sure there's people that have done it, but it's certainly not a common idea. And so, like, to see somebody do that for me, that's so sweet, bro. Well, I should do iron leggings, actually, because I have enough, and it's an extra defense point. Need all the extra defense I can get, since we're on hardcore, so. Can also make an amethyst hook. Get myself that. I have a ladybug minecart? Oh my god, that's so cute. Nice. Let me start actually organizing my chests a little bit. Put my gems away. Put my blocks away. I need to sell these, and then do I have I don't have a watch. I need to make a watch so that I can actually tell what time it is. Okay, it is nighttime. It's part of what I was looking to find out. I have to play this very patiently because I don't have any mana right now, so I only get like a couple of shots before my staff is no good. Let me see. So I gotta make a wooden table as opposed to the workbench. And then I need chain. Boom. Arcane! That's an extra 20 mana. You know what? That's not bad. I'll take that. Thank you, game. Yeah, I'm more or less thinking I can try and rack up some mana stars tonight here. Tag team that zombie with the nurse. High five. Let's go, Holly. I should make a mob loot materials chest. Always good to be organized. Materials, and then I'll put my cobwebs and my chains in here. I thought I was gonna sneeze, but it didn't come out. Dude, I'm sorry. I just opened my Discord and I forgot about something that I saw from earlier. Wait, y'all need to see this, bro. Y'all need to see this. This is so funny. Bro, I was DMing Lionel earlier, and I swear to God, she unironically sent me one of the funniest jokes I've ever seen executed over text. Look at this. All these people, and not one of them know I'm schizophrenic. With the fully empty theater. Bro, yeah, when I saw this, what I was literally thinking is if you ever wanted to be a comedian, since like YouTube shorts and TikTok and stuff like that is so good for marketing nowadays, literally do that joke in person at an empty stand-up routine and watch the video go viral, bro. That is a genius punchline. That is a actual genius punchline. Lionel is too. Lionel's really funny. I'm not gonna lie. Let me see. Also, finding a warped forest is a big luck thing due to high Enderman spawn rate. Oh, is that? I'm guessing that is more of a thing for like sort of mid-pace speed runs. Unless I haven't looked at Minecraft speedrunning in quite a while, so maybe the meta has changed. But I feel like traditionally you just go all in on like getting your trades with the piglins or whatever, and you get all your ender pearls that way. But that's obviously super RNG prone. So I guess if you have the means to take out Enderman and you find a good spot to do that, I could see that being pretty fast. Oh, I got jukes. Think what's a newer strat? The bartering or what's it called? Dude, there's just another zombie every time. I keep dude, how many of them are gonna keep coming up the stairs? Get out of here. Okay, I think that I finally got the spawn rate high enough that no more of them can land there. I'm just trying to go for a walk and pick up some fallen stars. Don't mind me. I'm just a guy. Oh. It's okay, I'll fight. I have 60 mana. I have so much. Oh god. Okay, it's literally with my full mana bar, like exactly enough for one zombie. That is dubious. This staff is weaker than I thought, but you know what? It is infinitesimally stronger than not having a weapon, so we make do with what we got. Oh, I'm so fast. Sunflower. Oh. Okay, I'm very scared of the ones with the zombie arms because they're a lot stronger. So I'm just gonna recall. Let's just go home. Go this way, see if I find anything. Bartering over Warped Forest Enderman farming is the newer one. I see. Oh, I tried to juke. Did not work. Ow! Ooh, I'm actually taking a lot of damage. I gotta be careful. We're chilling. We're fine. We're good. All is well. Why am I wearing Guide to Plant Fiber Cordage? Okay, I guess it does give me like a little bit of extra damage. Let me try and trap this. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my god, I got so scared in the way that just clipped into the wall, but thank god. Alright. I trapped it. Boom! One of my favorite parts about doing Terraria runs on hardcore is getting good at just building boxes around enemies and then bullying them while they can't do anything. Makes me feel so powerful. So ingenuitive? Is that a word? I don't know. Like crafty, maybe? I don't know. I feel smart. I feel big brawn. Dude, I have the weirdest craving right now. Something that you know what's funny? I actually, earlier this week, it might have been during the stream with Shiny, or it might have been off stream. I don't remember. But I was talking with him about what I normally would order at Tim Hortons, right? And he, I told him my usual order. And he was like, oh, but what about the Timbits? And I was like, okay, well, nobody gets Timbits just for themselves because, why would you get the Timbits when you could get a whole donut for yourself if you're going to go to Tim Hortons, right? And for anybody who doesn't know, Tim Hortons, Canadian donut place. And Timbits are like the little donut holes. They're the OGs! Before people just had to be generic and call them donut holes. Timbits are I don't know if that's actually true. But they're OG to me. Every Canadian will call them Timbits, even if they're not from Tim Hortons. But anyway, I was scrolling earlier today, and I saw somebody posted that they had some Timbits, and I was like, what kind? And they said honey dip, and I was like, ooh, that sounds kind of nice. I don't get honey dip all the time, but it's good. But the main thing I was remembering, and the one sort of talking point for Timbits that I brought up when I was talking with Shiny the other day, is that for some reason, if you get the Timbits, you get the donut holes, they have birthday cake flavor, but they don't have it in donut form. You can't get a birthday cake donut. but you can get a birthday cake flavored donut hole, which is really odd. I don't know why it is that way. It just is. But I was low-key kind of thinking, like, it would be kind of nice to go and get Timbits and just sample a bunch of flavors, have the birthday cake for the first time in a while. Sound nice, dude, not gonna lie. I don't know why I never really think of doing that with Timbits to, like, sample a bunch of donut flavors. Because it's been a while since I've done this, since it's kind of expensive, but I also really like doing a similar thing with Lindor. You guys know the like round Lindor chocolates that have like the melted chocolate in the middle, like the little chocolate spheres, the little chocolate balls with like the melted middle. Those are delicious, and there are a good few like full outlet stores that they have, and if you go to them, they have like a ton of different flavors of Lindor chocolates. You can get like all sorts of different kinds, and it can be really nice to go and you buy a bag that comes with like, I don't know, 15 of them, and you just get like 15 different flavors. You just sample a bunch of different like chocolates. They're all super decadent. Oh, it is good, man. It is so good. I haven't done that in quite some time. I did a little bit recently when I went to the mall with one of my friends. I think he was getting some, and he just let me have like a couple. I didn't end up getting like my own bag. But I remember we used to go halvesies sometimes. We'd like get a bag of 15, and then we would split the cost and then get like 7 or 8 each and just try a bunch of different chocolates. Good times, bro. That's fun. I should do that again with him sometime. Okay, so I've got some life. I'm up to 200 life. 80 mana. Making some strides. I guess, what are my next steps? I could keep working on the elevator now that I actually can fight worms. Let me make a gold pickaxe so that I mine faster. Do I have enough gold? Oh, where did I use it? What did I do? I swear I had enough to see the gold pickaxe before, but I don't see it anymore. Maybe I didn't. I could have swore that I did. Oh, I made the gold watch. Duh. Okay, well, that's like kind of worth it, though. I expended most of my ore, so I guess if I find a little bit of gold on the way down here, then I can go ahead and pop back up. Make myself a better pickaxe, but for the time being, we'll make do. We can make it work. In the meantime, you know something fun that I haven't gotten to talk about yet, actually? My one of my friends invited me to play some D&D for the first time since I tried the one-shot campaign. God knows how long ago now. It's been a while. Echo invited me to do something, which is going to be fun. I think it's not technically D&D. What was it called? Let me scroll up, because I remember he messaged me. He's been talking to me about it a few times. Where was it? It's called Fabula Ultima. He put in brackets, cooler D&D. But he described it to me as kind of like a more like RPG gamey version of D&D. And he said he was planning to run a one-shot that was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon themed, which I thought sounded super cute, super fun. So I'm looking forward to doing that. It's been a long time since I've done that, and I've never gotten to see Echo as a DM yet, even though I know that he's been doing DMing for ages and with a lot of different groups over the years from what I've seen. So there was actually a time many I don't know about many years ago, but quite some time ago, where I was supposed to do my first D&D one-shot run by him, but the group ended up falling through and we never did it. which, you know, it's fine. In the end, I had a lot of fun. Who was DM? I think it was Ender, actually, that was DMing when we did the one-shot. I'm thinking back. It was me, Echo, Beep, and one other person that I don't remember how we knew them, but they were there. And it was funny. It was a good time. I don't know how Beep has been, man. Been too long. It's how I know I've been streaming for a while, is seeing some of the regulars kind of go off and start busier chapters of their lives. I'm proud of them. It's always cool to see everybody getting busy, doing cool stuff, because that's how we operate. Always something new, something fun to be doing. And I also found some gold. Let's go. Ahoy, matey. Give me these gold doubloons, you scallywag. Scallywag is such a funny word, bro. Where does scallywag even come from? I hope it's British. It sounds like it should be British. I don't know if it is, but it sounds like it should be. Scallywag is such a bomb insult, bro. That's so stupid. Like imagine you're chilling and somebody calls you a scallywag, bro. I'm dying. I don't know why the word scally. Oh, you know why? Okay, I was gonna say I don't know why it's making me think of skeletons, but obviously the pirate flag's got like the skull and crossbones. That's probably why. But that's making me think about recently, while I was just kind of, you know, rotting away, doom scrolling shorts, as most of us do sometimes. You know, for better or for worse, most of us can probably relate. You know, I recently stumbled back into a channel that I thought was super funny, but I could not find them for the life of me. It was this guy who makes these shorts, you know, just be some cheesy caption like top 3 worst moments ever or most relatable, whatever, you know, like generic shorts caption stuff, right? But he has this like amazing ability to transition the video from him like dying or spazzing or something into this like giant skeleton that is also like insanely expressive. I don't know how he does it so smoothly, because like I don't see any strings or anything, but it's moving. Like the skeleton moves so humanly. It's so funny. It's always the same. Like, it's the exact same audio every time. Like, that guy is such a strong brand, you know? Just be some stupid caption, like, worst moments. And it'll be like, going into the bathroom after you're dead. And you'll just, like, perish and turn into a skeleton, fall over. And the audio is just like, they with the rat pack. Da-da-da-da-da-da. That's a rat trap. It's all the same stupid song, bro. That song is catchy though. I was so vindicated when I brought it up to Shiny and he knew exactly what I was talking about. Dude, Shiny's ability to have elite ball knowledge on like every fandom of all time ever needs to be studied. Because I'm terminally online. Most of my friends are terminally online. I have never met anybody with a fraction of the culture that dude right there has. It is genuinely like a generational talent, the amount of references that guy makes. Needs to be studied, dude. Like, I swear, Shiny must be just sitting there in his free time. He, like, cracks open his Vine 101 class textbook. Starts remembering his vines to recite. But I mean, that guy knows everything, bro. Vines, shows, anime, like TikToks, music. I don't know, dude. It's like the final boss of references, and it's so fun. Because anytime I make a reference, I know he'll get it, which is like so fun. But also, you know, every once in a while, he'll make a reference that I've never heard of in my life, and I'm like, dude, what is that? And then he'll just put me on game to like one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. I love Shiny, dude. That's my guy. Shout out. Why is there so much cobweb here? And also salamander. Like, I would just cannonball straight through all of the cobwebs, but then I would probably get murked by this salamander, and I don't want that to happen. Dude, I don't know why saying murked made me think of the Toronto slang guy, even though I swear murked is not Toronto slang. I swear murked is not at all Toronto slang, but it still made me think of him. It just sounds like something he would say in one of his videos, bro. It just has the energy. You guys know the konnichiwa gowan minasan skill wa Toronto what is it? Toronto benjugyo, eh? Oh my god, dude. Me and all the Toronto homies, all of us were like sharing those videos when it blew up. He uses some funny stuff that I've like never heard in real life, but it makes me want to adopt it though, you know what I mean? Like, bro, there was one of those videos where it was like, yo, Kevin-san ni attara, he's getting gurked, bro, on Kami-sama. Now, aside from the fact that on Kami-sama is like hella iconic, I was like, bro, gurked? What is gurked? And in the caption, he said that it meant like you're gonna kill him, like he's getting killed, bro. And imagining that you're gonna like talk crazy to somebody, like you're gonna kill them, and you choose to use the word gurked is the most Toronto roadman thing I've ever thought of. Like, that is so good, bro. I want to use gurked. Like, that is peak lingo. It kind of reminds me of a different funny one, which is Gerbert or Gerb. Calling someone Gerbert is kind of like, I don't know, like calling them like a baby man, little man. I feel like Gerbert, I don't know, on the one hand, it feels like it should be a reference to something that I don't know. It's like a very self-explanatory word, you know? Like, if I hear a Gerbert, like, it just has that baby energy, bro. Isn't there some sort of, like, brand that is, like, very baby-centric? Like Gerbers or something like that? That's gotta be a thing, dude. That sounds too correct to be wrong. Okay, I want to pick up this star statue. I just need to find a good way to approach it safely. So let's go back over to this side. Box it out, and then go under. Finding a star statue is actually insane RNG. That's really hype. Because that'll make it so that if I set up an arena properly, I could get, like, hella mana. Ooh, kind of spooky, though. Here. I was really scared when I saw, like, cave walls plus cobwebs. I was like, oh, hell nah, bro. It's gonna be spider cave. Why? And then I realized it's not spider cave. We're chilling. We're chilling. I just get to go back to digging my hole. Nice and chill. Oh, what the? How did that hit me? That's crazy. Oh, because that was not a solid block. I thought there was a solid block there, but I was wrong. Okay, now I got him in a loop. Boom. I got you running and running around in circles like wow, 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 wow. Yo, shout out my boy Lose. I'm about to lose my mind. Dude, I love stimming stuff of my friends just on the hopes that one day they will be lurking in my chat, hear me stim something of theirs, and be like, was that my song right there? Like, yeah, something stupid like that. I am living for the day that I actually get one of those interactions authentically, because that will be so funny. Luz is always cooking up some bangers, though. Did any of you guys see on Halloween, Luz put out a Vocaloid song with Rin and Len called Frankenstein? I'm pretty sure it was their first Vocaloid song, and it got like 1,000 views, bro. Luz is famous Vocaloid producer already. That's my goat. I feel like me and Luz always have a like remember me when you're famous bit, and now I always tack on like remember me when you're a famous Vocaloid producer and pop idol star. Cheated. I killed that worm with my pickaxe. That's not magic damage. Somebody cancel this run. Another worm? Are you kidding me? Leave me alone, bro. Ooh! Look at all these rubies. Money. Oh, yo! There's enough here for a staff. I can actually get a good weapon. Yo! That is big. Oh, that's so hype. Dude, I'm gonna get a good staff. That's sick. Ooh, mushroom biome nearby. Okay. Got a life crystal here as well. Clean. Okay, where actually is this mushroom cave even though? Like, down? I feel like it has to be down. But then going down takes the background away. Is it up? Like above me from here? Like if I go here, and then climb. Ah! Then I get jumped by cave bat is what happens. Oh, the bat. That's cool. Another life crystal is pretty heat. This is a good world seed, dude. I picked well last time I streamed. Maybe this will be the run. No, I don't know if I'll ever actually beat Terraria on hardcore. It's one of those things where I've already beaten the game so many times that like, to an extent, I actually don't really care about winning the run so much as it's just fun to see how far I can go with like the self-imposed challenge. Some of my friends will always sort of continually vouch like, oh, you gotta do modded Terraria, bro. You gotta play through Calamity. But like, I don't know. It's just so much game, bro. Like sometimes I'm not trying to commit to all that. I'm just trying to hop on Terraria for like 2 hours. Flip my brain off, you know, kick it, and then forget about the game's existence for another few months. You know, I'm a busy guy. I got a lot to do, like play Uma Musume and watch YouTube videos. I'm busy being unemployed in different flavors, bro. Come on. By the way, okay, I actually wanted to vent about this. I want to know if any of y'all have an opinion on this. When you guys see somebody on Discord with Do Not Disturb, do you assume it is because they are busy or because they just don't like the ping noise or they don't? Because, like, okay, here's the thing. I think it's different if somebody is not normally on Do Not Disturb, but they go on Do Not Disturb. That is a clear, like, okay, leave me alone. I don't want to hear anything right now. But for whatever reason, I'm still not closing the app fully. But if you see somebody like me who is perma on Do Not Disturb, how do you interpret that? Do you interpret that as like, oh, this person is just always busy, so I'm not going to bother them unless it's important? Or like that they just don't like the sound of being pinged on Discord, so they just leave it on? Because that is what I do, is I just leave it on Do Not Disturb because I'm always there anyway, but I don't like the sound of the ping. But I know that some people apparently think that Do Not Disturb literally means Do Not Disturb. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting there being wholeheartedly unemployed on a Wednesday evening. Like, come on. Please, by all means, disturb me. Just quietly. I think part of it for me as well is the option to pretend I'm busy. As shallow as that is, I do like the option of, if I'm feeling antisocial, to ignore the message, come back later and be like, sorry, I was doing something. And sometimes it's true, and sometimes I just lie because I don't know, I don't want them to feel bad, but also sometimes I just feel very non-verbal. I don't know. Sometimes you just don't feel like having human contact with the world. You just want to be a potato. But for the most part, 99.99, if I am on Do Not Disturb on Discord, I am completely available. Like, no hesitation, reach out. And I would like to share the perspective, because I know there are other people out there who are just like me. They're the same people who will be permanently on invisible mode because they like to have the flexibility, but they're always chilling there. The only reason I don't do that is because I don't like the fact that then I can hear the ping sound. At the end of the day, it all comes back to autistic sensory issues. It all comes back. That's okay, though. Yeah, I don't think it's uncommon to see somebody who's perma D&D and assume that they're just, like, really busy. But I don't think it's always the case, because at least for me, it's definitely not the reason why I am. But then again, maybe it's presumptuous of me to assume that people would, like, pay enough attention to me specifically to notice that I'm always on D&D. Like, maybe they just don't think about it, and then the one time they do look, they see that I'm on D&D, and they choose not to bug me because of that. See, look at me being a egotistical streamer. Can you guys believe this guy? What a piece of work. It's actually a good thought, though. I never thought about that, but I guess there's probably a lot of people where they just don't think about it. Well, this is me conveying to the people that in my case specifically, if you've never noticed, I am in fact very disturbable, even if I'm on Do Not Disturb. I just don't like the sound. Yo, this cave is stacked. So far, at least 2 chests and 2 life crystals. I love Mushroom Cave. They always have the sauce, bro. Now we're up to 280 life. Extractinator. That is not particularly useful, but sure. Take it. Doesn't hurt to have one. I remember there's a really rare pet that you can get in Terraria with the Extractinator. It's like a dinosaur fossil, and you get like a T-Rex that can fly around with you. But it's super rare, like 1 in multi-thousand, I think. I've had it once, or it might not actually be multiple thousands. It might be like just like 1 in 800 or something like that, but rare either way. You know what's a weird thought I just had? I've always kind of thought that shiny hunting Pokemon was cool, but something I would never be into. Like, just the idea of just reset spamming something over and over, hoping to like high roll it and get your shiny. And I thought about it and I was like, but I do Uma Musume runs where literally all I'm doing is completing the same career almost the exact same way over and over and seeing if I get a good parent spark. Like, that is conceptually almost the exact same. Okay, I am getting bullied, dude, by these enemies. Go. Alright. Oh, salamander is actually dangerous. I gotta get out of here. Man, there's more mushroom cave to explore though. I guess I could go under. I could tunnel underneath of this feasibly. Ooh, more gold is available here. I gotta be careful, because if I fall onto the detonator, I probably die. So let's just tackle it from an angle. Let's just dig this, and now we're chilling. I'll dig the explosives as well, just for an abundance of caution. In the water. Nope. Yeah. I've never really given shiny hunting much thought. It's just not, I don't know. It's not engaged enough. My attention span isn't good enough. I need something more. Although I do want to play through a Pokemon game soon. Part of the reason I didn't choose to do that today is I figured I'm gonna do the re-debut stream on the weekend. Maybe some new people will find me, and same with like from the cover. So if I'm gonna start a series like that, even if it's only gonna last like a couple streams, probably, might as well wait, right? I'm thinking I want to do a Nuzlocke of Pokemon Platinum, because that was my first ever Pokemon game, but I never actually, I never beat it. Surprisingly, when I was a kid, I never finished it, because it was too hard for me. I got lost and I couldn't figure it out. And then as an adult, I did try Nuzlocking it one other time, but I failed that run. So I thought it would be nice to go back and get it done. Because so far, you know, despite pouring dozens, if not hundreds, potentially even, of hours into like the super difficult like Pokemon difficulty hacks and stuff like that, I actually have never finished a Nuzlocke outside of Pokemon Black. Is the only one that I've actually finished. And it was interesting too. I did a wedlock and it took me several attempts. But it was my first ever challenge run that I beat. And a wedlock is like a kind of fun variation of a Nuzlocke, where all of your Pokemon, you'll catch them in like a pair of 2. So like you could choose to do like guys and girls only, or you could, you know, some people come up with special rules to, you know, account for like gayness. Some people they just don't care about gender, just any 2 will pair, however you want to do it, right? You have Pokemon in pairs of 2, and they can, in battle, only switch between each other until you win the fight, or they both die. So, like, I don't know. If I have, like, a Pidgey and my Charmander as, like, a couple in that challenge, and I go into a battle, I either have to win that battle with them, or they both have to die before I can use anything else in my party. Now, on the one hand, you know, the games aren't too hard, so it's not that difficult to beat most of the fights with only 2 Pokemon. On the other hand, if you don't look up the fights in advance, like if you don't memorize where certain trainers are and what they have, sometimes you will accidentally walk into a fight with 2 Pokemon that are like really weak to something. Like, I don't know, you walk into like a Gardener with a bunch of grass types or something, and you accidentally, your pair is like a rock type and a water type. And you just cry because you know that somebody's probably not going to make it out. It is funny in that regard. Maybe I could do a wedlock again just to make it more interesting, but I don't know. I think I'm probably fine to just do a regular Nuzlocke. I think it'll be hard enough. You know what always has seemed really fun, though, that I've never... Actually, wait, I did try it once, is a Soul Link, if you guys have ever seen those, where, like, 2 people do a Pokemon Nuzlocke at the same time, and the encounters are, like, tied together. So, like, I don't know, if I catch, like, a Pidgey, and you catch a Magikarp on one route, then they're tied together. So, if you want to use Gyarados on your team, then I have to be stuck with Pidgeot on my team. And if either one of them dies, then both of them go away. You can't use them anymore. So their souls are linked, right? That's the roll credits moment. I think that it would be really fun to do that, but I would have to find the right person. I need somebody who's a Pokemon gamer that I vibe with. Whole bunch of sapphires here. I should be able to make a sapphire hook, which is going to be pretty baller, like that. Very clean. There are a lot of scary mobs that spawn around here, man. My god. I see a skeleton down there. Let me finish grabbing this iron. I'll probably go back to spawn. It's kind of unfortunate. I found 2 gold chests and it ended up being a flare gun and an extractinator. Not exactly high tier loot, but it is what it is. We move. Oh, there's another traveling merchant. What's up, Bohemus? That is some expensive stuff you got. I would have to spend almost all of my money just to buy a lawn flamingo. What the? Ooh, pad thai. This is convenient to have around. I'll take... Oh, I spent like everything I own. Oops. I don't need that much here. You can take most of it back. I'll take 3. Thank you. Sell my detonator. Bat. I'll keep the extractinator. Keep the flare gun. Yeah, I'll keep most of this stuff. Thank you. What was that, bro? Is that still a duck? That was such a weird sound. Okay. Ores. Oh my god, I have 27 sapphires. Sheesh. I'm balling, dude. Okay. Herbs. I've got glowing mushrooms now. Cool. Mob loot materials. I'll put my boss spawner in here. I'll put my flare gun in here just because I don't know. Why not? Can have the extractinator like out down here, I guess. Sure. Let's buy a bug net. Still don't have one of those. In the blocks chest, I got this star statue. Gonna be really nice later. So I can make a sapphire hook. And the most important upgrade here is I got, wow, 274 gold. I guess I did find like what, 3 or 4 detonator setups with gold. So I have a lot. Like a lot. 70 bars. Dang. I think that's enough for a full set of armor, isn't it? 20, 50, nope, 75. I wouldn't be able to do it anyway because I'm gonna make my my ruby staff here. So this one is 16 damage and we had plus 11 speed and it's still slow speed. Ruby staff, we got normal and it's average speed and 21 damage. Let me do like a litmus test. Shoot a stink bug. That does 14. That does 23. So it's like over 50% stronger. Shoots so much faster, dude. Look at this. Wow, that is a big difference. That's sick. Dude, that's actually so nice that I got a good weapon in one of these runs. Bless. I can do silver helmet. Might as well. Keep with the upgrades. And gold greaves will give me extra defense too, so let's make that. Why not? Dude, why is the rain music so scary? Bum, bum. There we go. I guess... Well, I could sell the weapon, but you know what's cooler than selling them? What if I keep them? Can I make an item frame, or do I need special crafting for that? I do need special crafting. How do I make an item frame? Item frame, Terraria. I need a sawmill. Okay, I can do that. I got chains. I got 2... No, it's 2 phones, not 2 chains. 2 chains. The loom as well. So now I can make a bed in a moment, but first, all right, item frame or weapon rack. I guess it might as well be weapon rack, right? In our first humble beginner room, we place our first humble beginner weapon, our topaz staff. Man, if this run makes the distance, imagine how cool it'll be if I make a town and it's just full of all my old weapons, like, displayed. Oh, that'll be such a cool, like, little thematic to have. Okay, let's go ahead and make a bed as well. And I'm gonna rearrange this room. I don't know why I bought this painting. It's kind of ugly. Put these here. Bed, set the spawn. And then you can have this Benny Warhol. You can have it. Alright. That's probably a good place to end today. Solid progress. Big gaming. Once again, want to say thank you to everybody who stopped by, whether you're here to hang out for the long haul or just to kind of check in after I dropped a billion announcements. But please look forward to the cover of Mega Tascaru on Friday. I am so excited for you guys to see it. It is genuinely my best piece of work so far. I'm so stoked. And the re-debut stream on Saturday going to be a lot of fun as well. I'll probably do some sort of short stream on Friday before the cover drops. So potentially look for that on Friday. I'll, of course, keep everything posted up in the Discord as per usual. But thank you, everybody. I hope you like the new name change. I hope you'll end up really liking all the stuff that comes out over the weekend. Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or weekend, and I will see you on Friday, okay? Be there or be square. Bye-bye. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.